Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has came out blazing to start this 2022-2023 season, averaging over 30 points a game, appearing on the MVP ladder, and even carrying the Thunder to a 4-game winning streak at one point. Shai has truly took his scoring and defense to another level this season, and in this video I'm going to be talking about it. To start out, let's discuss one of Shai's biggest improvements over the offseason, and that's his mid-range shooting. Out of all players attempting at least 3.9 mid-ranges a game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander actually ranks 4th in field goal percentage for those mid-ranges at 51.1%. To put this into perspective, he's shooting a higher mid-range field goal percentage than players such as DeJounte Murray, Paul George, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, and Devin Booker. Shai is learning more and more how to use his footwork to get open jump shots from the mid-range especially. Take a look at this clip here versus Denver where he gets the post fadeaway to go. Shai gives the rookie some hard dribbles on the inside, turns around and shoots the fadeaway right over top of him, and it's absolute money. Look at Shai's release point on this shot and how high it is and how tough it is for the defender to block. That right there is Shai using his physical tools, standing at 6'6" with an almost 7-foot wingspan. Just makes that shot even harder to block than it already is. This improved shooting from the mid-range really just helps Shai find openings in the defense that are given to him in drop coverage, as he's capitalizing on them much more than he was in the past. Next thing I want to discuss is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's defensive leap that he made over the season. Of course, a lot of people speculated this defensive leap from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander due to his offseason play in Team Canada, where he absolutely killed it on the defensive end as well as the offensive end, but we're talking about defense right now. Shai is currently 4th in the entire NBA in steals per game at 2.1, and he's also top 20 in blocks per game as a guard with 1.5 blocks per game. Take a look here as Shai stays in front of John Wall and then easily strips him clean. Shai gets plenty of steals on the ball as the primary defender and ball stopper, but he also is active in the passing lane, getting tons of deflections. Take a look here at this one. Shai is matched up with Paul George here on the low block, and he gets the steal off the ball denial. That's beautiful ball denial from your guard on one of the league's premier forwards. And then, of course, Shai takes it in transition and gets the bucket. He's doing it on both ends, guys. While defending nearly 13 shots per game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander holds those matchups to a negative 1.9% differential in their field goal percentage. This means that when guarded by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, players hit 1.8% less shots than they would normally. Let's put this into perspective again by comparing that to other great players around the league. RJ Barrett, seen by many as a really good, if not elite defender, is a complete net zero. Drew Holiday, a multiple-time all-defensive first-teamer in the NBA's, is also a negative 1.8%, the same as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's. Shai has always had the tools to be a lockdown defender, and he's now finally putting it all together. His physical tools combined with his effort have made him an absolute clamp. Another thing to note that contrasts from Shai's play last year is his three-point percentage as well as attempts, as he's seen a decrease in attempts from 5.3 last year to 2.8 this year, but a 6% increase from behind the three-point line this season, at 36% from three. It's also worth noting that that percentage is on an upward trend, and I honestly expect it to go up. And what do I mean by upward trend? I mean that in his last 5 games, Shai has hit 45.5% of his threes. Everybody knows Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an elite driver to the basket. If he were to finish at the top of the league again this year in drives, it would be his 3rd consecutive season finishing at the top in drives per game. Earlier, I talked about how Shai's great footwork helps him find open looks in the mid-range. Well, it's the same way for his drives to the basket, as he has pretty much everything you could ask for in the footwork category. He also has pretty much every finish you could think of, which I've went over multiple times on this channel, but he can pretty much finish at the rim however you want. Shai will always find a way to get around his man in one-on-one coverage. You cannot just throw one defender at this guy. If you do, you're practically asking to be on the wrong end of a viral highlight video on every social media platform known to man. Oh, and all this amazing stuff about Shai, and he's shooting 54% from the field as a guard. When it comes to SGA, there's not enough good things I can say about this man to justify how good he is at the game of basketball. There's no way I could possibly say it all. But he's a young two-way superstar on track to make an All-NBA team this year, and obviously that means an all-star team as well. If you like this video and you think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to make an all-NBA team, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and pretty much anything NBA related. Make sure to check out my podcast as well. We do game-by-game recaps for the Thunder, and talk about everything else in the league too. It's called the Spark Plug Podcast, and it's with my amazing co-host Thunder Random and OKC Flow, both on Twitter. The link will be in the description for that as well. If you want to buy some cool OKC merch and also support me in the channel, check out my OKC shop in the description. I've got a couple designs on there I think you'll really like. If y'all want more OKC videos, make sure to check out this video where I explained why OKC is the next dynasty in the making. God bless you guys. Remember, it's a blessing to even be able to breathe. Thank God for it every day, and I'll see y'all in the next one.